All right, everybody. We're out here attempting to do a live video fishing. We are in some super duper high winds, y'all. Like stupid for me to be out here high winds, but hey, it'll be all right, won't it? I think we're going to throw the Crush City. Let's throw out throwing the Crush City hedgehogs. I don't look to do any good down here because the wind is stupid high. Uh, Not to mention, I was thinking, I don't recall having ever caught a bass. Ellis Pond we're going to. I know they're in there. I've seen them. I've never actually caught anything out there. So we're gonna give her a go though, right? Worst thing could happen, not catch nothing. Wouldn't be the first time. Most likely won't be the last. It's okay because we're out and about. We are fishing and loving every minute of it, y'all. Loving every single day, gum minute of it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Might help if I hook that thing right, might it? All right, I'm just gonna throw it on Texas rig because I know there's grass and junk bottom this pond we're walking up to. So yeah, try to keep some of the grass off of it. It looks good. Never tried the Crush City hedgehog yet, but so far the Crush City Ned BLTs and all that is awesome. The spawn didn't even open yet, so we'll see how that goes. Got no service for y'all bother watching. Like I said, we're gonna go out here try it. Sorry the phone's shaking where I'm walking, but sorry for the wind noise. I'm dealing with about 40-mile-an-hour wind gust, which when fishing, always remember whichever direction the wind's blowing, that's where everything will gather up. All your bait fish and all that, they move with the wind. So find which way the wind's going. That's where your bass is going to be, y'all. Man, alive, we got some high winds. Trying to hurry up, get up here so y'all, so I can quit shaking you all to death with the phone. All right, we're up at the pond, or coming up on it, anyways. Hopefully the bears ain't out and about today. I don't feel like dealing with one of them. But I still have service. Yes, I do. How is everybody today? Hey, there's actually somebody watching. I didn't think y'all would be on here that quick. All right, the wind is coming this way, so we'll start out over here once I get up. Like I said, I've never actually caught bass out of here because normally, this is a catfishing hole. But I have seen plenty of bass in here, so maybe today will be the day, right? And I still have service. Yes, I do. Sorry, I'm sure the live stream is sucky right now because I've got like 2 bars, but that's better than 1. All right. As long as we don't get any lower than that, we should be okay. And I say let's just start right here, y'all. See, maybe we can't get something to bite. All right. Be better now, the phone won't be shaking. All right, let me just do a quick check right here. I can make that post. Liam, what's up, my friend? Mike Ball. Yes, I am. Hello. Coulter. What are you fishing for? Bass, my friend. Bass. Like I say, I've never caught none out of here, but they're in here, so. And we're just using a loose speed stick pole with a Shimano SLX DC reel. And plenty of high wind. I really don't look to catch nothing, but you never know if you don't try, right? I do know there's bass in here. Like I said, I've seen them many times. I don't know if the place is just fished to death or what, which makes them so finicky. But then again, with these Crush City baits, like I said, we were throwing the uh yeah, let me just say find it here. We're throwing the Crush City hedgehogs today. And so far, every Crush City bait I've not used any of the fluke style baits, but every other Crush City bait I've used is absolutely awesome. I'm telling you, folks, they're going to be like when Guggen first come out. You know, Guggen was the baits, you know, and still are, still love Mondo worms. I'm telling you, these trench hogs are the Crush City baits, y'all. They are something now. Wow. I literally just have a water dog. Look at this. Well, I don't know if you've seen that little salamander attack my hedgehog. I believe that's also another thing that hurts this place is there's so many salamanders in it. The bass are well fed, you know. And if y'all would, if it's first time joining me, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, y'all. I would be down at the lake fishing, but I don't get service down there, so I can't do a live stream. I went down there this morning throwing a Ned rig and never got nothing, which really, really surprised me. Also brought some Bronco bugs too. We'll throw a couple more casts here and we'll go ahead and work our way around. This is absolutely beautiful pond, and the park isn't actually opened, y'all. So yeah, I'm the only one here. I don't think it opens till first of next month, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's go ahead and see what's up, everybody. Oh, okay. Can I shrink the box down? Let's try it. Let's try it. Yes, we can. Good job. Thank you for that. Yeah, Guggen Guggen makes really good baits, but they're really overpriced and they're not durable at all. Now the Crush City Ned BLT, those things they're similar to the Z-Man baits. They got their Lastech, I guess. I know you could stretch them a mile and they won't tear. I love Senkos. I love almost everything made by Yamamoto, but as y'all know, they're Guggen like in the sense that they will not last you very long. Not very long at all. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Jet, hello, my friend. You are back. No, 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 no. All right. Like I said, in theory, the bass should be congregating right in here as well as over here. I actually probably head right over here next because I got a way better feeling about fishing over there than what I do over here. This is a really, really beautiful pond, and they stock it with catfish every year and have a little fishing tournament for the young folks. If you're a local around here, you already know all about it. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like I said, we're out here. The wind is high, but it's absolutely beautiful out. The weather is warming up again. Even though I was told it's supposed to snow Monday. Hopefully I was told wrong, but that's what I was told. I'm done with the winter time. I'm ready for summer to get here. But I mean, I don't know if y'all can see this. I mean, there's all kinds of chunks of wood and stuff, and plenty of cover in here for bass. You know, I'm out here a little later than what I should be. Oh wow. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. I'm not just like big on Crush City, but wow, I mean, as you can see, salamanders are already attacking my hedgehog here. Like I said, that's probably why it's so hard to catch a bass in here. They're so well fed on these things. We're standing out here on this little peninsula. I can see all kinds of grass and what have you here. I'm gonna try to go around, not let my shadow hit the water right here in case there is any bass. And we'll go around this other bank, cast back toward this way. Like I said, we may not catch a thing. I also brought some Bronco bugs, so can also try that. I'm literally trying to prove how good the Crush City baits really are because, like I said, there's bass in here. I've never caught one out of here, but there's bass in here. So if I can catch a bass in here on Crush City baits in a pond I've never caught one out of, then yet yet again, that shows you how good they are. Let me see what we got here. Here. See. No, I did not get hung on a limb. I didn't see before I casted. Y'all are crazy. You see us, y'all seeing stuff. No, look up now, don't I? All right. No damage done. I honestly do believe I do better on a Bronco bug though. Just cause like I said, but I mean this, you talk about matching the hatch. I mean, you ain't gonna get no closer than this. There is so many salamanders in here. Water dogs, whatever you want to call them. So I mean, we're definitely matching the hatch, as they say. But anyway, I am fishing with sticks. What is up, y'all? Really, really glad to have you here with me. If you ain't a subscriber, please do so. You rock. You're my hero. You're awesome. We got a wind knot in that line right there that I did not see until right now. Try to pull that out. There we go. Came right out. I'm using that spider wire easy braid. It's strong line, don't get me wrong, but it is pretty prone for wind knots. I have no idea why. Like I said, I've came over here at the absolute worst time of day in the high winds. So if we catch something, wow, I've got a log right here. Well, right in this area. I can't see my phone to make sure I'm pointing at it, but we're gonna bring this hedgehog right up by it if we can. We'll just fish every one of the banks. Like I said, never caught a bass out of here, so we do. I just proved the awesomeness of Crush City baits. Sorry about that wind noise. Y'all gotta be hearing it. This wind is crazy, but it's not as bad here as it was at the lake. The lake, you can't do nothing. It's so high there. I'm gonna try it a little bit with this, and then I'm gonna throw a Bronco bug on there. Cause that's one thing I'm not seeing much of is a crawfish. And maybe something different would excite the bass in here. Small one followed that in. Try to swim this one. The water should be relatively warm in here. These hedgehogs, though, they do look like they're gonna be awesome. Like I said, this is a hard pond to fish. Like, there's bass in here, but you cannot get them to bite. Oh, wow, that looks really good in the water. Had 3 more salamanders follow that in. It's definitely some kind of nest there. Trying to spot bass. Like I said, I know there's bass in here. I've seen them. Yep, right here's one. Here's a smaller one. Let's see if we can't get him interested. I'll try swimming that in. He followed it in and just looked at it. He's literally right there, but he's not biting it at all. That's strange. He's not big, but he's a bass. There swims another one over by that log. One turn, he turned around and swirled it that time now. That's crazy. He turned around and swirled, but he didn't take it. There must have been, I could barely see him a little bit. Oh yeah, and if anybody's not been watching, today is the Bassmaster Classic. About 2 hours from here in Knoxville, Tennessee. See how that goes. I wanted to ride down there for it, but I guess it ain't gonna happen. He falls it in every time. He's not taking it. I tell you what, since we're here and I ain't got nothing to lose, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on one of these Bronco bugs. What do? It's gonna pop it off on here. Nothing else, at least maybe the salamanders are moving along. Goes back in the bag. Oh yeah, and that color was plum too, which is one of my absolute favorite colors of all time. Just throw it back in there. I think the Bronco bugs I have brought, if I'm not mistaken, are watermelon reds. Yes, I meant to grab the spray grass color, but apparently I grabbed the. But I mean, I ain't gonna claim watermelon red. That's a wonderful color. Anything with a little bit of red in it, springs good. And I'm throwing a 3/0 hook, which is kind of crazy because I know you're supposed to use a 4 or 5/0 with these, but it's all right. It is all right. We'll just make sure we hook it in a way that we got a lot of exposed hook. Let's go that way. On him deep like that, slide him way up. And then there's a lot of salt in these. Apparently, I don't even need a sinker, to be honest with you. That really isn't a whole lot of hook. Yeah, it might work, right? Yeah, definitely need a 5/0. All right, but if he hits it, we might be able to hook him. They got some weight to them. I like that. All right, let's get up in here a little bit, right about there. We'll let her sink, and we'll start playing with it. Man, wasn't even thinking about that, but it's okay. Oh, just the way this thing feels, I can tell I can't wait to use these in the lake. Waiting for the Park Service to come here and tell me I gotta leave. Oh wow, that looks good, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Let me come over here. In case you haven't seen the Bronco bug. Hoping you can see that. Oh wow. The swimming action is pretty cool on 'em too. All right. Let's try back down this way a little. Right up that bank line. Wow, those have some awesome action. They really do. It's like, to me, a double bump. Oh, yeah. Those are nice. All right, let's go back up this way. We'll ease up through here. Let me step back from the water a little ways. We'll try to do a little spot fishing, to be honest. We'll fish this entire dam. Like I said, a lot of these ponds, you don't really have deep water know-how, so let's see, do we still have bars? Yes, we do. Let me check, see if anybody's been saying hello. How rude of me. Oh, you don't hear the wind at all? That's awesome. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm actually trying to work my way around to the dock. All right, what is up? What's up, Anthony Martinez? Colton, what did you read? What's your biggest mine? Mine's 6 pounder. Wow. Yeah, about 6 pounds up here. Good luck from Arizona. Jason, you've subscribed. You are my hero, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, about 6 pound here. Uh, like I said, if I love to live down toward Florida or something, where it's not that it's easier to catch big bass. It's just when you live somewhere that stays warm most of the year, your bass tend to feed more. So therefore, you will have more larger bass. Is what I'm getting at. Right here's a small one. Right here, actually, there's two of them. Two of them. They're not big, but they are bass. All right, let's see if they're interested in a bronco bug by any chance. I'm telling you, I honestly believe a lot of the trouble here is just there's so many of the salamanders that they're feeding on them and never actually getting hungry, I don't think. I need to go back, to be honest with you, to a hedgehog. I like this bronco bug, but I'm afraid if I do get a strike on it, that this 3/0 hook ain't gonna be enough to penetrate, get a good penetrating hook set. But undoubtedly, I mean, if we're seeing smaller bass, I mean, if you got smaller bass, you gotta have larger ones in here, right? Let's see. All right, let's try over that way. Yeah, we're trying to work our way around to that dock. A slow process, but we'll get there. What's going on there? Okay, that's weird. Let's try it. Maybe I just didn't give enough time to sink all the way. Like I said, I've never caught a bass out of here. There's just something about this place, but I figured, I was gonna come down here and try it. Just because these Crush City lures, man, they made me a believer, that's for sure. They're Ned BLT, which I should have brought with me and didn't. I've had so much luck out of them because I was a Guggen rattling Ned freak, and of course, Cinco uh, Ned rigs. But I gotta tell you, it didn't take me very long to turn over to the Crush City Ned BLT, and that's officially my favorite Ned rig. Because I mean, I've been catching them on colors they shouldn't even bite on. All right, let's go back to that hedgehog because I can have a little bit slower. Oh yeah, that water's cold. I didn't think it was going to be. It is very cold actually. I'll just feel better throwing that hedgehog for the simple fact of the hook will fit it better, you know. Is anybody watching the Bassmaster Classic right now who could update me on anything? Pulling for my boy Kyle Wilcher. Kyle Welcher. Actually, ironically, those Bronco buds. Yeah, he set the record for winning a tournament by the most pounds. It was right around 50 pounds he actually won it by. I mean, when you got almost 50 pounds between you and the guy in second place, come on, yo. Like I said, though, these Crush City baits already proved themselves to me. I really, really dig them. Let's get back over here and see if we can. Like I said, there's another bass. Like I said, they're in here. It's just getting them to bite anything. I could probably slow roll a spinner bait today, something like a Colorado blade to help slow it down. That would probably work, but I didn't bring one, so. Even if we don't catch a thing, I thank you all so much for being here with me today. Y'all rock. I mean it. Let's see. Let me try to tilt this down. All right. Thank you, Jason from Arizona. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. Ronyo's Adventures. Hey, still got to get down there and go fishing with you in Florida, my friend. For real. Yes, we have caught catfish. Uh, yeah, caught many a catfish. I've just I enjoy it, and even we've caught plenty of catfish out of this little pond right here. Like I said, they stock it yearly, but I love I love catfishing, and I don't, if you know what I mean. And anybody who feels the same way about that, you know exactly what I mean when I say I don't even know what I mean by it. Catfish is fun. You can catch big fish. I just don't have a lot of. Here's another small bass right here. I just don't have a lot of patience for it. I guess it's just too much sitting and wait, you know. But ironically though, I could sit and watch other people catfish all night long. And another thing is I've always caught more catfish during the day than I have at night. Always. See, they haven't actually started bedding here, but they're like borderline. That's why you got them cruising around the edges of the bank here. I'm just kind of spot fishing. I wish they was already a bedding because if they were, we could drag us through the bed and do all right, I do believe. Right there, right there. Right. Yeah, that's true. It's never yeah, accurate. Dadgummit, 26th place. I'm still pulling for him though. Like I said, we was going to drive down there because literally I'm only like 2 hours from there. And I was gonna go down for the all the things that are going on today. but I still haven't never left. But it is from 12 to 7. So in theory, I could leave here, at 3 o'clock and still go down there for 4 hours. This wind is awful, y'all. Look at these trees shaking and carrying on. Like I said, we got about 15-mile-an-hour sustained, 40 plus gust. All right, we're gonna go over here and try to get around underneath that dock. Unless I spot some fish between here and there. It's just these salamanders, man. They are everywhere. I don't know if y'all can see, but there's one literally right here. Actually, I bet you no, he's still alive. I start to say a bass may have actually killed him. I don't know if it's that they're just feeding on them. Oh, this moss is like carpet over here. I don't know if they're feeding on these salamanders to the point that they won't bite nothing else or what. But like I said, in theory, if I'm down here when they actually start bedding, you should be able to wear it out because they're going to be constantly getting these little salamanders out of their beds. Little salamanders ain't nothing but egg thieves. I mean, literally walking up through here, they're everywhere. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm just spot fishing right now, y'all. That and I know there's a bunch of junk right here, and not in a good way. There's enough junk right here you can't even fish it. I've lost so many hooks there for catfishing. All right. Well, the water drops off. Well, right here's another small one, but it's a bass. Oh, there's two of them, so they're already. I mean, they're in teams. I guess that, but I don't see anything that looks to be a bed. If they're traveling in twos, all these bass are. If they had a bed, I could literally just fish that bed. Well, you're guaranteed to catch the little male. And normally you can catch that female as well. And like I said, I'm here at the absolute wrong time of day, but it's okay. Because I'm literally just want to come out here and pitch these Crush City lures around a little bit. I went this morning before the wind started, and I should have been throwing these hedgehogs then, but call me Mister Stick to what works. I was throwing the Ned rig again, just because it don't look. I mean, it looks beautiful out here, sunny, but that water is cold, yeah. It is cold. So I was thinking, put a nice weight on this hedgehog. I might be able to bounce it, but then again, with where I'm at, and like I said, I was wanting to do a live stream. That's why I'm not back at the lake because I don't get service down there, so I can't do a live stream. So that's why I came here. At least you got the trees here to block a little bit of the wind. The other pond I went to is right out in the middle of the open field, so I mean, you're just up the creek, so to speak, there. And then come to find out, that guy, he said I can fish, but he's gonna stop letting people fish because during the winter time when we had that really cold weather and the lake froze over and all that, he had people down there trying to drive across his pond. And of course, without asking, because of course you're not gonna ask if you can drive on anybody's pond because they're gonna tell you no. But anyway, they started doing that when he told them to leave. He has he rebuilds cars and stuff for a living. Well, they went over to his little junkyard he's got, and they busted the windows out of like 8 or 9 cars. So I hate it, but I can't blame him anyway. I mean, people's gonna be like that, and if you let one, then everybody else is gonna be down there. And I just hate it 'cause it takes one or two to ruin it for everybody, if you know what I mean. And what kills me, I've been fishing that pond for, you know, 30 plus years. But like I said, it belongs to that man, and I don't blame him. Can't let people destroy your stuff and not do anything about it. and then he don't allow any fishing after dark. And he's been having all kinds of people up there trying to slip up in his junkyard at night. Right up underneath that dock. Sorry, my phone was turned. But yeah, if y'all ain't a subscriber, please do so. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you who get on here and watch. Like I said, the bite will eventually be on. Really wish we was a little farther south. Oh my God, look at this. I don't know if y'all can see my bait or not. This is my problem right here. See the little salamander here? See him crawling right there? He was literally hanging on my bait. Get back in the water. And I do believe that's why you can't catch nothing here, because undoubtedly they're feeding on them. So I'm just gonna try to swim this, because the second it hits the bottom, it's getting attacked by all these little salamanders. And all right. I've never seen him. I don't know. It's because this little pond is so far out in the woods. We got a little, well, it ain't little. There's a sow bear that hangs out here a lot. You see her just every now and then randomly. She's beautiful. I guess they have tagged her before, but she's a little over 400 pounds, is what one of the park rangers down here. He could be exaggerating. I've only seen her once. I didn't think she looked that big, but she does have big footprints. I've actually seen them in my yard that looks bigger than her, but who knows? Right. Got a nice little drop off point. Fish right in here. Yeah. I'll throw it over because I can see there's a log in the water right there going about right where I landed. If you look at the angle. Plus, if I'm hearing the wind blowing that way behind me, I ain't got no trees gonna fall out, land on me coming from behind. This wind, y'all. It's crazy. I figured everybody would be real close and wait. Like I said, I've fished down that way before, and that water is going to be just as cold as it is here right now. A little bit warmer, but not much. You can learn how to fish easily. Yeah, I guess anybody could use one of them, but from the looks of it, I don't know. I don't know if the bass. I do not. I literally have no idea why the bass do not bite in this pond. Like I said, I've never caught one out of here, but just today alone, we've seen 7 or 8. So I mean, obviously they're in here. And I have fished spinner baits, crank baits, jerk baits, soft plastics, which I go anywhere throwing soft plastics. I catch fish, y'all. And the lake, which is way colder than here. I've been burning it up in the lake. Not this morning, mind you, but every other time I went down there, I've been doing really good. There's just something about this pond, and I'm gonna figure it out one day. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna go right out in the middle. Now, surely the bass I've seen swimming around ain't the bigger bass in here, because I mean, little over pound and a half, maybe is the biggest thing I've seen swimming. And I'm hoping the salamanders, I would imagine they're probably not right out in the middle, I'm hoping. I would assume they hang up closer to the edges of the bank, you would think. Right cover. You wanna learn how to fish, just keep watching, we'll show you how. Probably not here today, we'll show you the, we'll show you the motions of the whole game, but we may not show you how to catch fish here today. Like I said, we are in the middle of a cold front because we went from, the 70s finally to it's back cold. It was like 33 degrees when I was fishing this morning. Uh, Winds blowing like crazy. Like I said, I was told they're giving snow Monday, so we'll see. Like I said, you start getting up in here, these places like Kentucky and stuff, it gets a little harder to catch bass than what you would really think, but you can still do it. I'm bound and determined to move to South Georgia or Florida one day. Of course, I don't have a problem with Alabama either. I've only went and actually vacationed in Alabama one time. We was at, what was the name of it? Dauphin Island, Alabama. Florida, we've been all over that sucker, and I've had a ball every time. Dadgum. Get almost hard to stand in it. Um, Florida's another story all on its own. Marco Island, Anna Marie Island, Panama City, I don't know how many times. We've spent nights traveling like in Lake City and see what was the other one? Where else did we stay? Inverness, Florida. Love that place. That was I can't remember if it's Rainbow River or Crystal River or something. Absolutely, that was a ball. Till alligator decided he wanted to follow me down there on my inner tube. Didn't bother me at all, and I'm sure he wouldn't have, but enough to creep a man out a little bit, y'all. All the locals, of course, they act like nothing. They didn't care a bit. Let's see, where else have we been in Florida? I don't even know. We've been all over Florida. I've had quits, because I'm gonna get out here before this wind gets any worse.